Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Luca Motel and I'm a traditional artist based in Wisconsin, USA. And today we're doing a painting of Eileen the Crow from Bloodborne. So I did this picture for my partner for their birthday. I did this back in March. And I'm just getting around to the video now because I just have a backlog of videos. Because I just wasn't uploading. But I was recording everything. So here I'm starting out with masking off Eileen so I can paint around her easy. So yeah, I don't actually know that much about Bloodborne, so don't worry about spoilers. Because I watched my partner play it, but I've never played it myself. And I don't even remember, like, most characters' names or boss names or anything like that. But I do know that Eileen is one of my partner's favorite characters in the series. Not series, because there's only one game, unfortunately, in the game. So yeah, now I'm going in with a background and I'm trying to make it look like orange and cloudy. And I guess like dusty almost. Dingy. I'm using a reference from in-game. And here I'm adding some spires to the background because they were in the reference. According to my partner, this location that I painted doesn't technically exist because where you would be with the spires doesn't have an area like this. Now I'm doing all the cobblestone, and I'm just painting in like the outlines first, and then I'll add shading on top of that. I'm not a huge fan of how these came out. I think they came out too blue, but it is a good contrast with the orange at least. Yeah, now I'm starting to add shading. So, oh my goodness, it is so hot in this room right now. I don't have an air conditioner in the office, and it's summer now, and good lord, it is hot. Is it hot by you right now? Because it is certainly hot by us. For me, hot starts in like... For me, not everyone in Wisconsin, it starts at like 60. I like it when it's 60 to 50. That's my ideal temperature range. Right now it's in the 70s. Which I know for some people, like down in Florida or elsewhere, that is not even hot. So now I'm adding shading to each individual brick, and I think I should have used a different color, but I used indigo. And I wanted it to not contrast the orange too much, but still be a contrast, and I think that works, but I think it works too well, and it's just too blue. It's really unfortunate, because I actually really like this piece. The bricks, I don't know. And they're too soft looking, I think. I didn't add enough like texture to them. But I still think they kind of look cool. So do you like Bloodborne? Do you like FromSoft games? Because my partner loves them and I think they're very interesting. Especially the range that they have, because they did a silly game called Metal Wolf Chaos too, and it is nothing like Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Now I'm just adding some red to the stones to make it look bloody. Because if you know Bloodborne, it's bloody. I think the red might be a little too vibrant, but oh well. Now I'm removing the masking fluid on Eileen, and then we can start painting her herself. I'm just masking off a few little areas for metal, or remasking I should say. Now I start with the clothes and then I go to the cloak later because the cloak takes the longest. I'm painting each individual feather. So yeah, I'm using that indigo again and some browns and a buff Titan from Da Vinci. Love that color. It's very versatile. So yeah, I wanted her coat to look kind of purple because it's so blood soaked that the blue is no longer blue. But it is supposed to be a blue like indigo coat. Now I'm adding like blood and mud to the boots, shading to the mask. But yeah, I've never played a FromSoft game myself, and I probably never will. I don't particularly like the challenge aspect of it. Not that I don't like challenging games, but I like being able to choose how challenging it is. And I like to be able to change that depending on my mood, really. So, FromSoft games just are not my cup of tea in that regard. But they are fantastic, like, story-wise and looks-wise. Oh my god, they're so... like, I don't want to say gorgeous because they're very dingy and dark, but I just love the aesthetic that they have. It's not gorgeous, it's just interesting. I'll say that. Especially Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne. Yeah, so I started painting in the base layer of the cloak with a really light sepia. Now I'm going in and adding shading and darkening everything up. Starting with the inside of the cloak. Back inside, like the back flaps. Or not the cloak, the coat. The cloak is separate. Oh my goodness. If you do play games, what kind of games do you like to play? I like playing I like playing everything, really. Currently, I really like playing, I guess, survival games, but I changed the difficulty to be more custom instead of... like, I don't like easy mode. I don't like hard mode. I like custom modes where I can tweak every little thing. So that's what I really like right now, and recently I really like Pokopia too, which it's not a survival game, but it's a really cute, like, city building, Minecraft type game. And I guess it's more like Dragon Quest Builders 2, which is actually, ironically, my favorite game, like, ever. I love that game so much. Maybe not my favorite game ever, but one of them at least. And the team who made Dragon Quest Builders 2 actually made Pokopia. So it's very similar, and they literally ripped things right out of Dragon Quest Builders 2, and it's so good. So, you know, I'm adding some blood details around her. Because there was not enough. And now I get to start the cloak itself and all the individual feathers. Yeah, Pokopia is much different than, say, Bloodborne. It's got that apocalyptic vibe going, but it's much cheerier and, dare I say, prettier in that it has color and life. Bloodborne is kind of the opposite of that. Yeah, how could I forget? Also, Elden Ring was a FromSoft game, which I did start playing actually, but I attacked the first NPC I saw and they were overpowered and they kept killing me because I kept spawning near them. I attacked them because they insulted me and they were much more powerful than me, so I kept dying to him and eventually just gave up on playing Elden Ring. Well, that's not completely true. I did make it to the first mini-boss, I guess, and then immediately died to him, and that's when I gave up. For now. I'll play eventually, when I am in the mood, which is rare. You know, I'm continuing on with the feathers. This takes a long time. So the rest of the video is basically feathers and then highlights and metal. Yeah, I think the bricks, now that I'm looking at it, also look just too light. But too soft looking too. They really needed more texture. But I do really like the diagonal composition I went for here. So the paints I'm using are probably some Schminke paints. They're super granulators in the background and the bricks. Da Vinci, Daniel Smith, Winsor & Newton, and that's probably it, actually. And the brushes I'm using are Polina Bright brushes and Craftimal and Caitlin Page brushes. The Polina Bright brushes are really big, but they have a very fine point and they hold a lot of water and paint. And then the Caitlin Page brushes are like smaller, but you can get a lot of detail out of them, or a lot of space out of the detail brushes, I should say. They're very stiff, very pointy. I really like them. Oh, and then I used the Princeton Velvet Touch, or is that a Neptune? I can't really tell. Big brush. I don't know the name of it. It's just a big brush. And then the masking fluid I used was by Pebeo. I used both the liquid bottle form and the pen form. Most of the paints I'm using will be Da Vinci paints though, because they're just so cost effective and high quality. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I highly recommend them. So, do you like Bloodborne? I guess should be a question I should ask, because I haven't asked that yet. Because I assume if you're clicking on this video, you either like art or you like Bloodborne. Or maybe both. There's definitely an overlap of both. If you like Bloodborne and Elden Ring and FromSoft games, I highly recommend my friend Matt. He goes by Reaching for Divine on Instagram, and he does a lot of like fan art of FromSoft games, but also like cosmic horror type art, and he does it all in pencil, and it's really, really good. And he sells prints with red foil, and it just chef's kiss. So yeah, now I'm taking off the tape, and that brings us to the end. So I hope you enjoy the piece, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you tell me some stuff about yourself in the comments. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. And bye-bye.